My name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel, Be Mindful. If you are new here, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and subscribe to the channel below. So the chances are you've come across today's video because you're thinking about downloading a meditation app and you're wondering whether it's worth it. There are lots of different apps available on the market at the moment and most of them require a subscription. So let's explore whether or not these apps are beneficial and whether you should download one today. We all have smartphones nowadays, and as long as you've got an internet connection, then you will be able to download a meditation app and use it. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons and a little bit of an insight really as to whether these apps are actually beneficial. This could be a pro or a con really. Sometimes we feel as though we want to kind of get away from technology and we don't always necessarily want to use our phones for everything. So it makes meditation accessible to anyone at any time. But the trade-off to that is the fact that you're using your smartphone and we already live in a world that is full of technology, and sometimes we want to use meditation as a little bit of an escape. When you were starting out in meditation, you would typically listen to a guided meditation because someone will narrate the meditation for you. So they will talk you through exactly what to do. As where when you listen to an unguided meditation, often you will just listen to meditation music or you may even just sit in silence. The problem with this is when you are new to meditation, often the mind can be quite cluttered, so you'll sit in silence, but often you will get distracted, the mind will start to wander, and you'll get fed up and you'll end up walking away from your meditation because you can't settle the mind. So meditation apps are really great for beginners in this sense because a lot of the meditations available on there are all guided. That then brings me on to the next point about these particular apps. They are really customizable, so you can filter them down into the different kind of preferences that you want. If you've watched any of my other videos about how to meditate, or if you are new to meditation as a beginner, I talk a lot about preferences. So this is really important when you are first learning how to meditate, is discovering what you really like and also why you're practicing meditation and what you want to get out of it. So with that said, preferences are really important. So I do like the way that apps are very customizable because you can really select the preferences that you like. So for example, what I mean when I say preferences is maybe you prefer a certain kind of accent, or maybe it could even be something like the duration. Maybe you prefer to listen to shorter meditations rather than longer ones. Or it could be a number of different things like that. So we all have our preferences. Some people also prefer to meditate at night rather than in the morning, and so obviously with there being a lot of filters on the app, you can really sort of get down to listening to exactly what you want. The only trade-off with that, I will say, is for beginners, you might not know what you want yet. So you could be quite overwhelmed when you click on the app and you can see all these different meditations for all these different things. And when you're starting out, it can be quite daunting because you don't know what you are going to prefer and what you're going to benefit from as yet. So we've talked a little bit about the apps and the kind of things that you can do and what to expect. But are they actually really beneficial? Because that's what you guys are here to find out. Are you actually going to learn what you want to know from a meditation app as opposed to, say, listening to meditations elsewhere online? So my honest opinion is no, not necessarily. If you are new to meditation, I would say to avoid the apps to begin with. But initially, I find that it can be quite daunting, it's quite overwhelming. There are meditations for a number and one different things. So it really can sort of be, as I say, quite daunting when you log onto the app for the first time. And not only that as well, if you are a beginner, you are just going to click on what you think looks good. But the problem with that is, although you've chose the meditation because it seemed relevant or it seemed nice to listen to, that's probably not really going to help you with your actual practice. So going back to the first point that we talked about, which is the fact that meditation apps are available to anyone who has a smart device. I mentioned this as my first point really because it's kind of a pro, but it's also a con. The trouble is nowadays we are completely surrounded by technology. We all have smartphones, I have a tablet right here, I'm filming on a digital camera. We are surrounded by technology. And sometimes, as I said earlier, within meditation we're kind of looking for that escape. We want some time to relax the mind and the body and to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And therefore, as I say, it is a pro in the sense that you have access to content whenever you need it, but at the same time, it can then just become another app on your phone like every other app. So, for example, a lot of people will check Facebook or Instagram multiple times a day, and we don't want really meditation apps to become just another app to click on like we click on every other social media app. The next point I want to raise is that a lot of meditation apps you actually have to pay for. Headspace and Calm are the two biggest apps currently in 2021. But in order to listen to all of the meditations available there, you have to have a paid subscription. Now these paid subscriptions are not cheap, and I did a comparison video, so if you are thinking that you would like to listen to Headspace or Calm, or you've had good recommendations, because both of the apps are very, very good, it's just the fact that you have to pay for them. Please do feel free to check that video out, I'll link it down below if you would prefer Headspace or Calm. However, there are other free meditation apps that you can download. The only thing I will say is that you just have to be a little bit careful, because sometimes you can download the app for free, but then when you sign up, they will ask you to pay for access to all of the meditations they have available. So they tend to give you just a few for free, and then if you want to listen to all of them, you'll have to pay. So that can be a massive drawback in my opinion, because there is so much free meditations, guided meditations, information about mindfulness online, and it's all completely free. For example, you're watching this video on YouTube, which has cost you absolutely nothing. So there are alternatives and there are other things to meditation apps, so it's not always necessary for you to pay for a subscription when you could get something just as valuable for nothing. So thinking a little bit about the apps that are already available out there and what my personal recommendations would be is, depending on the kind of accents you like and what you are looking to get out of a meditation app, I would recommend either Headspace or Calm. I will leave a link in the description bar below if you want to check those out for yourself, and they will give you a 7-day free trial with both of the links I'll include. So feel free to sign up and try both of them. As I said before, where you can pay for subscriptions, you can always get the same kind of content for free, so that is always something worth considering. My personal recommendation is Insight Timer. This is a really good app with a load of meditations completely free. It's really customizable, and you can even choose what bell you want within your meditation. So I would definitely say check out Insight Timer. So that would be my personal recommendations really. So my conclusion of meditation apps, and are they beneficial? The answer to this is yes, however only if you've been meditating for a while. I wouldn't personally recommend this to beginners, as I've said a couple of times throughout this video. I feel like for people who've been meditating for a while, apps would be better for them because they already know what they're looking for. They know what they hope to get out of their practice, and so they'll be really familiar with the terminology used within the apps. So this doesn't mean that if you are a beginner that you can't use them or that you shouldn't use them. It's just, you may find it a little bit easier if you've been meditating for some time, and you will be able to navigate your way around them a lot easier. So that is really my conclusion of meditation apps and whether they are beneficial. You should definitely download one, and I would recommend a free one just to try it for yourself. Meditation is a completely personal experience, so what may work for you may not work for someone else, and so even if someone has recommended something to you, or they've even told you that it doesn't work, you should always try things for yourself to make your own opinion and see whether that actually works for you or not. I hope you found this video beneficial, guys. If you have, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel below for more videos like this one. Until the next one, guys, take care and stay safe.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.